everyone, Darren here, and on today's episode of WotC Academy, we are going to look at Overlord. Yes, this is going to be a map guide, and probably a relatively quick one as this map does, for the most part, play the same on both spawns. So, what I say will pretty much translate to both spawns with some minute differences that may or may not occur depending on the terrain or what flank you are on. Anyway, here I am joined by my assistants Yezdi and KV48, who will be moving and helping me explain things. But let's get started right away into the map guide on whatever spawn I start on. So let's get started. So here we are on Overlord in the south spawn, and we're going to just start right away real quick by covering artillery. I have seen artillery pretty much along the entire K line. I've never really seen them go any farther than the K line, and I have pretty much seen them on any position there on the K line. So pick your poison, pick your angle. So again, we're going to go right down the 9-0 line type of deal. You'll find some TDs, some sniper TDs. They will just kind of like hide along these hills, ridge lines, defilades, behind the church, behind some of these houses. Not really those two houses, but you will find them. You'll find some brave souls stuck over there behind that rock. This is one of the major focal points of this map. This is a point of contention and a very important one at that. There are three major points of contention I want to mention. I'll cover them, and then there's one where I'm just like, don't go there. I'm sure you guys can guess. So anyway, there really is kind of like no set technique to taking this. It's kind of just like a brawl, and it just comes down to your own little micro objective here on, regardless of the team you're on, is to try and take control of this little road here in this T-junction. You want to try and take control of this road because that gives you an angle on your opponents, whether you're from the north spawn or the south spawn. By getting this T-road, you have a foothold that you have established here that allows you to peek out and help push the enemy that is back off of that corner there that you see Yezdi at. So, once you win, you push the enemy off this corner. You have a couple different ways you can go. You can obviously just sit here on this hill and shoot at everything running away from you in that direction. You can do what KV's doing right there, and that's just going over the hill and just rushing whatever TDs are over there towards Yezdi's direction. You can just go straight down the 0 line, push towards Artie if he's on your corner, and take care of some TDs. Or you can kind of do the little middleman approach, and that's just kind of approach this. I'm just going to call it a bunker complex, even though I think it's like a big gun emplacement. I don't know. The holes are confusing me. And just fight around here. You will occasionally find someone who is stuck here on this, trying to get an angle on you on that corner. And you can push down. You'll obviously be able to catch whatever already is running away if they are on that A0 corner. And that's pretty much relatively it on that flank. It's nice and easy. Once you've taken control of that, you got plenty of hard and soft cover for you to use, plenty of hills for you to use for cover and to get angles, and you pretty much control the entire 9-0 line. I'm going to briefly cover the bowl. The bowl is kind of a very risky play to do early in the game, mid-game wise. I'd say it's okay. It just kind of depends on how occupied people are over there on the 9-0 line, and if there's any lights or fast mediums still alive. Lights and fast mediums will tend to be in here a lot. They will early on. They'll pretty much butt heads here in the bowl, and they will whatever team comes out on top on that pretty much will have control of the bowl the entire time until one team pushes them out or they push past the bowl. So other than that, if you do manage to take control of the bowl, you can just skirt this ridge line here, um, get some good angles on there. Um, yeah, if you got good gun depression, you can get some nice solid angles. The only issue is that there's only one really, really good place to get angles and be somewhat safe, and that is this little hill section right here. If you're not super tall like the Action X is, you can kind of use that. Um, but again, yeah, if you control the bowl, you can ride the ridge line, do some proxy spotting, maybe get a shot on someone that is like up there on that ridge, not paying attention to you. Um, Also, maybe get some shots on anything spotted over there, etc., etc. It's basically you're just running the ridge the whole time. It's kind of like Prokhorovka in that type of manner. But yeah, early on, it's very risky because you will tend to get into a fight with whatever decides to contest you, because the lights and the fast mediums will tend to come in here first thing as the game starts and try and take control of the bowl. So now, moving on here to the middle section here, there is this two little step-framed middle section, technically 3, but I count the lower level as its own path. This really doesn't have much strategy to it. You will occasionally see mid-game brawls going on here on this corner, but most of the time it's one tank trying to peek and get spots on whatever the TDs are over there, and of course, over here on this ridge, it will occasionally be the same method of trying to spot whatever's over there, but also trying to get side shots on whatever's over there in the bowl harassing the 9-0 line. There is some hard cover for you to use. Just that if you do get caught here, you will not be able to do very much peeking out. And of course, again, the caveat to that is that you can nice and easily just back off the ridge if you are kind of caught in some trouble. Moving down to the lower level, again, the lower level is its own path. I don't really ever see major plays made here on the middle level until mid to late game. It always seems that this area right here tends to be one of the major points of contention. I'd say this is point of contention number 2, simply because you are kind of separated from the rest of the map. So this little 3-4 line is its own section, because you got a cliff on one side and you got a half cliff thing on the other side, but you also are open to getting flank shot there. But yeah, you'll see a lot of heavies brawling here because there's a lot of hard cover, lots of angles. There's rocks here that allow you to side scrape, and of course you got angles way in the back. On this flank here, you will find TDs camping right over there. Well, there's so many bushes, it's kind of hard to show you. But yeah, you'll find some TDs camping over there. Find some TDs camping behind that rock, behind that house. Yeah. So, cool. I should be able to replace my batteries here after this session. And, yeah, so you fight here, point of contention. You can obviously push them off that corner there, and you got some hard cover to protect you from the TDs. So you do want to push along the rocks here and this bunker, because, again, you are protected from the TDs over there. And, again, as you can see, yes, he's kind of simulating being pushed off. You can apply pressure. You can apply counter pressure to whatever's up there on the other side. And, of course, the closer you get to the TDs over here, the easier for them to get spotted, and the less likely they'll be able to kind of shoot you with impunity and camo. So, yeah. And that's... yeah. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Please ignore the dog. And again, same situation. Push it up over there. I'll have some closing statements at the end of the complete video regarding the map and the objective. And more than likely, I will have a follow-up video for this. So I'm just going to go down the beach. Anyway, the beach, the grand strategy for this, I mean, it is very, very easy. Again, I apologize about the dog loves to bark at everything if you watch my streams. So yeah, coming here to the beach. Well, first lesson. Don't come down. Don't. Just don't. There's a reason why it's well known and a lot of people complain, don't go beach. And mainly it's because you cut yourself off from everything else. Which, depending on your viewpoint, may be a good or bad thing. Now, beach, there's not a whole lot for you to really do. Yeah, there's some ridges here for some movable cover, like that you can go along. There is some hard cover, but as you can see, this is pretty much a barren beach. There's some boats and stuff over there, but you can easily get shot at them from up there on the cliffs. You can also get shot from these little avenues here. And this is really the point of contention for beach that I never go here. So there's a reason why. I mean, you have this little hill here. It's a nice flat plateau, so you're not really going to do a whole lot of ridgeline fighting because it's just this one little bit here. And then you might be able to get some tanks that are fighting along this little bit here, but also just is kind of equally pointless. So, yeah, most of the time here, the beach really only serves the point of just zerging to the enemy's rear, and that's really all it's useful for. It's really only useful for a mid-play. More often than not, you see like a third or half your team coming down here and fighting over that stupid little mound, and it's just, yeah. And that's how one team ends up losing, because whoever has the most skilled players or has the greater numbers up here on this beach is more than likely going to win. Now, what I would say here is if you win the beach after like a crazy brawl is, well, I don't even come up here towards their base. You could, depending on how occupied the enemy team is and how far they've pushed on your flank. But again, I digress. You're better off just not going beach. So for the sake of this map walkthrough, I'm just going to ignore the beach for the rest of the guide, and I will explain the overall idea of beach and why so many people hate it in a follow-up video that should be released on Wednesday. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the for the south spawn. And while I got a couple minutes, like I said, the 9-0 line is a point of contention here. The 3-4 line is a solid point of contention. And the 5-6, the E5-6 area, that little hump is kind of like a mid-play type of point of contention. Mostly because whoever tries to go there early is going to get slaughtered by the TDs that are sitting over here on the South Gun Battery area. And again, like I said, artillery you'll find pretty much all along the K-line somewhere. And then also don't go beach. That's going to do it for the south spawn. I will see you on the north spawn. Alrighty, so again, kind of repeating the process. Artillery here on the north side. You'll pretty much kind of see them. Unlike the south spawn, you kind of see them in two different main areas. You'll find them in the A90 area, because there's hard cover and there's hills to hide them. And then depending on the type of tank, you'll kind of see them hiding along the A1 to 5 area. You won't see them. I have never seen them out here in the open. So, yeah. And again, like I said, this side is going to be a little bit shorter, just because pretty much the way that I explained in the south side kind of plays more or less the same. Again, we're going to repeat 9-0. Point of contention, strong one. Probably I'd say it's the most important one, because that's where most of the fight is for the top. Well, half of the fight is for the upper portion of the map. And, yeah. Early on, for a team that can go in there and control control the T-junction first, is going to have the advantage, and again can also get an angle to push the enemy team here. Now, unlike um, unlike the south side, that is always a good idea to just run all the way up the 9-0 line. Um, the north side tends to more or less actually only go as far as here. They'll kind of go this far and then they'll stop, unless there is something over there on that excuse me, that hill, that little corner there. If there's nothing there, this is as far as they're going. They're not going to go all the way up there. Yeah. So unless something's hiding back there, they're not going to push any farther than this. They're going to be content to sit here, get an angle on whatever's still fighting the corner, and anything that's trying to, retreat, fall back. Um, they'll come over. You can come over here to the church. Church at this point, you'll spot anything that's hiding over there for the most part. This is also good solid cover. It gives you an angle on whatever's still trying to hold on to this ridge. And, yeah, again, you can just kind of chase them around this side here. And at some point, you will be spotting whatever's over there, TD-wise, on the south gun battery. Same thing, I don't need to cover bowl again. I shouldn't, because like I said, it's that just both teams, lights and fast mediums, will go in there early and try and pick a fight with each other, or play the touchy-feely game and then go back and lick their wounds, and then just continue playing the touchy-feely game. Moving here to this side, like I said, TDs will tend to be on the north defense area, and occasionally you'll see some TDs. I forgot to mention this. You'll occasionally see some TDs on the crossroads the B90 area, and stuff. Here you have more cover to deal with, so if you do start taking like fire from artillery or something while you are pushing whatever is up here on this middle area, you can pull back, get behind these houses, or just, straight come off this cliff, this steeper slope, and just try and hug it and hope that you don't get hit by arty. And again, like I said, same angle here. You can try and fight around this, but you are going to get caught by whatever TDs are hiding over there, or arty. You don't have a whole lot of cover to deal with here. Moving back down to the main point of contention, or the second main point of contention. You got plenty of cover here for you to hide. You got this nice rock for you to side scrape off. Again, it's pretty much for the most part mirrored. This section of the map is nicely mirrored. You got two big, large rocks. You got two bunker complexes for you to use to get around and get angles on whatever's up there. Some nice gentle slopes. And I believe aside from that angle right there, you got some nice, good, hard cover with those rocks. Now, of course, if you do start taking some fire, you can dip into this like little defilade here as well. But you really need to be taking that fire from the south gun battery, not the side. As you can see, you're very exposed. So, yeah, there you go. Then you can push up that hill. You can push up that hill, or that slope there, and yeah, get around. I'm gonna just take the shortest route possible here. I'm gonna just assume that there's enemies over here. Take this slope, fight hull down, shoot those tanks in the side, push off, and at that point, if our team is not doing anything or not making much progress there on that T-junction, good idea, once you've cleared off whatever's over there, to just ride this slope and just start taking care of whatever's still sitting out in the corner, or go into the bowl. Like I said, mid-late games is when the bowl kinds to be effective, depending on what's going on over there. Ride the bowl and get a nice, good ridge to peek over, shoot, and then return. So, yeah. And then, of course, now, same thing for both teams here. The objective for this map, the overall objective is to gain control of the upper portion of the map. This is why I say beach is non-existent. I'll go into more detail on a beach in its own like little follow-up video. Your objective here for both teams is to gain control of the upper of, we're going to call it inland. You're supposed to gain control of the inland area. So, you know, once you have it, you now have, quoting Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have the high ground. And you have literally put your enemies, or whatever's remaining of the enemy team, if they're still down there on beach, they now can only go 4 different routes. And it's not hard to figure out what routes they're going to take, because all you have to do is just ride the cliff and proxy spot them. But as you can see here, we're just going to use this as an example. This route, they have to go all the way up this, and you can literally sit on these ridges, if you have some good hold down ability, with an almost near impunity and shoot down on them. They have to fight up this little valley. This is called a fatal funnel, for those that know what I'm talking about. They have to fight up 4 different fatal funnels, or choose a couple fatal funnels to go up, and they can only go forward or backward. So I can shoot here while Yezdi's trying to fight up this hill, and I can sit on this side, KV can sit on the other side, and we can shoot you with impunity, and we can push you back down onto the beach with near impunity, because you have no cover to hide. And I can sit here above you and shoot down on you. So if you gain control of here, you have effectively gained control of beach, because they can't do anything on beach. And if they're hell-bent on staying down there, then at that point you could just literally cap them out, because they can't get to their own base to defend it easily enough, because all it takes is just some teammates sitting there along these like positions and stuff and shooting whatever's trying to get up to you. They will never see their base. And that is absolutely why in the inland section of this map is the most important. And that is why people stress all the time, do not go beach. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Overlord. In summary, there's 3 points of contention, or 3 major points that you should pay attention to. I'm going in reverse. There is the 9-0 line, with this T-junction being the main, most important point of contention that I have seen. Most of the time, if I've seen a team completely ignore the 9-0 line, it's completely lost, because you've given the entire team the ability to maneuver and a straight shot to your base. And then, of course, you have the 3-4 line, which is its own nice little symmetrical corridor, but it does allow you to influence the 5-6 area, which is kind of like a mid-late point of contention as well. So you got these 2.5 points of contention up here that are the most important. And then you got beach, which again, really you should ignore, because you could easily come and just get absolutely slaughtered. There's some other factors at play that makes going beach not a complete failure all the time, but most of the time, if the majority of your team goes beach, chances are you are going to lose if the majority of the enemy team is up on top of the map. But that's going to do it for Overlord. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. Keep an eye out for my follow-up video on this map, specifically focusing on beach and the idea of the beach section of maps as a whole. And yeah, if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I also really quickly would like to thank my assistants Yezdi and KV4 for helping me out with this guide. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.